It means the world to me. It literally is going to be the only way that I will be able to achieve my RN license right now. Driving out of town for school is just completely unrealistic for me right now.
Because I am a mom of 3 kids under 2. I'm also a wife, and I'm a full-time mom, and I work full-time as well. So working and doing my RNEP at the same location will be so much easier. One, because I'm familiar with my coworkers. I know my coworkers very well. I know the facility. I've been there long enough to where I will feel comfortable. I won't have to travel far, since I have to travel at least 30 minutes to the closest nursing facility. And during winter, it's bad during weather. And having 3 kids, the closer and the easier, the better it is for me to make my life easier for my kids. Yes, I see myself working in most likely Othello Community Hospital, a small rural hospital, just because that hospital is very bilingual. And I do speak Spanish and English, so when patients realize that I speak English and Spanish, they are so happy to have somebody that understands them and that can translate their problems to the RN, to the doctor, or somebody else in the language that we both understand, because nowadays it's so hard to find people who speak bilingual. And where I live, it's very rural, and it's a lot of diversity in bilingual people.
I currently work as an MIH, which is a mobile integrated health. I see myself staying primarily in the emergency and possibly going into like the rural health nursing as the MIH program progresses, being able to do some more home visits and bringing the care from our hospital out to patients' houses who can't make it into this house or hospital.
I'll be drawn into the ER. Like I said, I've been working at the hospital for the past 6 years in the ER. I started up in the OB department, and then I moved down to the ER. I've been in the ER since then. I love working in the ER because you see so much diversity of different types of health issues, different types of people, different diversities of cultures, and you just see something different every day, and that's what I look forward to working in the ER. I don't know what I'm going to see in a 12-hour shift. Am I going to see crazy things or no patients at all, or it can be one crazy day in the ER. The ER is unknown, and it's an exciting place to work in.
I left for about a year, and I wanted to come back, and when I met my husband, we were both from here, and it still drew us back. Like, this community has been just a big part of both of our lives, and we don't really want to move at all. We just want to settle here and stay here. All of my family's here, his family's here. It just makes sense. I've always been community orientated. I've lived in Republic since 2004, so almost 20 years plus, and it's been my home. I never wanted to leave. I went to school to become a nurse and didn't want to move and then have to come back to a community that I wouldn't no longer know, really. And yeah, just giving healthcare into the community a bit more than just out of the hospital.
Being a rural nurse to me means a lot, because I would be giving back to my community that has raised me, made me who I am today, and being able to take care of the patients that, a lot of them that I probably personally know, and being able to give them exceptional care.
We know once we see each other, we will see each other again more often in public or at work or future visits to the hospital, and we are familiar with each other. We can see our rural people in the hospital, at restaurants, at stores, and that's a good thing, because you saw that person when they were ill, so you can ask them, hey, how are you doing? If any questions, we're there for you to help you. So it's a lot easier to live in a rural community because you can get familiar with your patients, and then they like when you ask for how they're doing and how health has been since you've seen them in the emergency room?
Just with how small our community is, me being as an EMT, I've been referred to as phone book because half the time I know who we're going to see. I know what happened, and then seeing them later working here at the hospital as well, it's like full on continuing care, like super continuing care. And it's just grateful to see them mend, and then later on see them at the fair or something like that, and you see them just up and around, and they ask you how you're doing, and you ask how they're doing and how they've been doing since, and they thank you for that. I love that, the full circle of hearing how they're doing, and they constantly thank us for, well, you were in the hospital, and that's what we do. This is an amazing experience. I am so excited, and I'm excited to be able to be one of the first to pave the way for the rest of our nurse aides that are on the floor now, or those who are graduating high school and realizing that this is an opportunity that they can do. I'm so excited. Again, Republic's my home. I don't want to leave.